Welcome crafters! I have a fun Dollar Tree Halloween DIY for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you step by step how to make this beautiful Halloween wall decor. Most of the materials used to make this project came from Dollar Tree, making it very budget friendly. Let me show you how to make it. To get started on our project today, you're going to need one of these wood cutout skeletons. Now this little guy comes all hinged together, but he is just wood. There's no paint or anything on him. And then you're also going to need one of these little wood cutouts. Happy Halloween. This comes in a package of, I believe, 3 or 4. You're also going to need some paint. I'm going to need some, all of the paint that I'm using today is apple barrel. I have white, I have some pumpkin orange, nutmeg brown, king's gold, and then I am going to use just a little bit of the Craftwise chalkboard paint to do a little accents here on my skeleton. I have my pieces taped down here to my paper so that it doesn't move around as I try to paint it. This is going to help me a lot, especially since he's hinged. I did the same thing to the Happy Halloween. I want to get a good coat of white paint on him. And then here on my Happy Halloween on the pumpkin, I'm going to get a good base coat of the pumpkin orange. And then the words Happy Halloween, I'm going to use the King's Gold. I finished my Happy Halloween and now I'm working on adding a little bit of accent to my skeleton here, and I'm using the black chalk paint and a small brush. I just put a little bit of the paint on my brush, and then right around the cutouts here I'm just going on the inside and slightly tapping. I want a little bit of that black paint to come off, but I don't want a whole bunch. I just want it to help accentuate the features and make him look a little bit more creepy for Halloween. Now you can do as much or as little of this as you like, and if you don't like it, you can always skip this step. Now while our 2 wood pieces are drying, we're going to move on. You will need a coffin shaped sign. I picked this one up last year or maybe even the year before. They do have several coffin shaped signs again this year. And this one is double-sided. Now I actually like this side that says trick or treat, so we're going to leave that just the way it is. But we're going to redo this side. You're also going to need one of the fat quarters of the little skeleton fabric that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to use this to cover the base, and one piece almost covers it from top to bottom. We have a small little section here, so I think I can line up another piece down here. Plus my Happy Halloween is going to go down here, so I don't think you're going to notice that little seam once we're done. And to get this attached, I'm going to be using Mod Podge. Now I did remove the jute cord up here. Once my fabric completely sets, I'll poke a hole again there and I'll put the jute cord back in to hang the project. And then this will be good. You'll have 2 sides. You'll have a homemade side, and then you'll have this as your backing, so you can flip it to either side, whatever you're in the mood for at that time. So I want to get a good coat of Mod Podge over the base of my sign. And I did go ahead and iron my piece of fabric. I wanted to make sure I got all of the wrinkles out so that I can get a really nice smooth adhesion. For your convenience, in the description box below is a complete detailed list of all the tools and materials I used to complete the project. This list will tell you exactly how much you're going to need and where I purchased the materials. And I bought this cute little tool from Dollar Tree. This is going to help me make sure I get any air bubbles out and that there's no wrinkles. Go through and trim off any excess fabric. You don't have to get really close up. We're going to put another coat of the Mod Podge over the top. Let that harden, and then you can remove any excess fabric that's around the edges. You just want to get the majority off. I have a nice coat of the Mod Podge on the top of the fabric. I made sure to get it all the way to the edge and pull it away. Once this fully dries, it'll be a lot easier to remove any excess fabric, and we will do it at that time. You need to let your piece fully dry before we move forward. So my glue is pretty much dry, so I'm working on removing any of the excess. And what I found works really well is a nice sharp utility knife. I have my small cutting mat here. Just hold it down, get right up next to your sign, and just gently drag it. You might need to do it more than once. Nope. And it comes right off. Now what I found is when you're adding the Mod Podge, you do want to make sure you come past the edge, and you want that to dry. The reasoning is it makes it much easier for you to cut to remove the excess, and then you're not going to have as much issues of the fabric fraying around the edges. Now my base is all ready to go. The glue is very well dry, and I have all of the edges trimmed out. It came out really nice. Now if you're going to put this outside, you should go over it again with the Mod Podge, and you should also make sure you go over the edge here because you don't want any moisture to lift up the fabric. Now if you're not going to put this outside, then one coat over the top will be sufficient. Of course, we're going to place our skeleton here on the top. Bring him down just a little bit and bend a leg. It's nice because you can kind of position him how you like. I think that's cute. Now I want to add a little bit of decor up here at the top. And I picked this up from Dollar Tree. This is called a glitter branch, and I have two here in black. And I don't need this part, I just want this part. So I use a very heavy-duty bolt cutter to cut these off. So I have two here where I've removed that long one. And if you notice, they kind of have a curve. You want the curved part to be out, coming out. I'm going to angle one on either side here. Oh, and I also replaced the jute cord that I had taken out. I punched a little hole back and put the jute cord back in. That's what we're going to use to hang our project. Now, to go on top there, I also have 2 large black maple leaves. Kind of feed those together like that. And I want to place that right here at the top. I also have this really cute little plastic skull that I picked up at Dollar Tree. That's going to go in the center. And then I have a few bits here of some black leaves. I want to put a little bit on either side of the skull. Now I really like that. And now I have my Happy Halloween here that we painted. Down here at the bottom. And then to carry a little bit of that orange up, I want to play a couple of the gem spiders here on the branches. Now this was my original plan, but you know what? I don't know if I like the orange in there or not. So let's take this out. Let's pull him down a little lower. Okay, I think I like that better. Just keeping it more black and white. Now you let me know, would you go with the black and white or would you keep the orange in? I'm going to go with leaving the orange off and just doing the black and white. The first thing I want to get down here is my skeleton. I'm just going to play with the placement a little bit, and then once I have that down, I'm going to start to attach it. Now if you have plans to put this outside on your front door, you want to make sure that when you attach everything onto this, you want to use a combination of the Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. Hot glue will hold it in place until Aleene's can fully set up, and that takes a good 24 hours. Once this sets up, it's weather resistant, and then you won't have to worry about anything falling off if it gets too hot, too cold, even if it gets rained on. So once you have your placement and you're happy, just start to work your way from the top down. It's nice that these are jointed because you can kind of lift it up and put your glue down. My skeleton is glued down and nice and secure. So what I did was I glued down the head and the torso part. I did not glue down the first jointed on the arms or the legs, but I did glue down the second. And that seemed to work really well because these are lifted, and then I just attached with a little dab of hot glue where they met each other. So he's not going to go anywhere. And now I'm going to work on the top here, and I want to start with my branches. And again, if you're going to put it outside, you want to do a combination of the Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. have everything attached and I am very happy with the end result. I have a little happy kind of dancing skeleton. A perfect way to greet your guests this Halloween. Now what I did was I did turn it over, and here on the other side up at the top you could see a little bit of the glue mess that I made when I attached everything. So to make sure that it looks good from both sides, I took 2 more leaves and glued those down, added a spider and a few little branches, and I tried to mimic the ones on the front. So see, when you're looking at the front, you can't even tell the ones are there on the back, and vice versa. So I really do like this. This is great. If you have a storm door, this is nice and thin. It will fit in between. Or if you have a glass door or a glass opening on your door, this looks great from both sides. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show some love in the comments. If you know anyone who would enjoy my content, please share it with them. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.